Your first sale, 240,000. Your last sale, $31 million.
Yeah. I was like, I'll never forget walking in and like the electric blinds went up and you had full 360-degree Central Park views. You had full downtown views. Like the view was, I would literally was like, this is insane. I've never seen anything like it. This is insane. Like I never thought I would be in a position like that. And then I was like, okay, wait, now I actually have to sell it.
So, but for 2 years, so what were you doing? Were you in real estate in those 2 years?
Not at all. Not at all. So I was doing fashion public relations, and then I was working at this restaurant. I did that for about 4 years. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I have to figure my life out. I took about 3 years off where I was working at a seasonal restaurant, which means like just in the winter, just in the summer. And then I would travel. I traveled to like 30 different countries. I went backpacking. I stayed in hostels. I volunteered in orphanages like in Vietnam, in Indonesia, in Peru. I taught English in an orphanage in Peru. I volunteered at an orphanage in Mozambique, like just did all these things. My mom's like, do these things while you're young before you get into a career that you love. And I would like make a ton of money at these restaurants. Well, a ton at the time relative to like staying in hostels and backpacking.
Right.
And then I would backpack for like 2 months and just like live life. And then I came back. I had this really awesome table that I was serving at a restaurant. And this guy's like, you have this great personality. Did you ever think about getting into real estate? He's like, I think you'd be awesome. And I was like, well, yeah, but like, I'm from Pennsylvania. I have no clue about New York real estate. I watched the show called $1 Million Listing New York. I don't know. And he's like, get your real estate license, come work for me. I own a commercial real estate company. I got my license and I was like, I kind of want to do residential. I love New York City apartments. I think it would be amazing. So I went the residential route. And that's when I was like trying to get Ryan's attention for 2 years and trying to learn the business. And I was like, holy crap, this is really hard. It's not like these TV shows. And I was just trying to figure out the rental business. Like I said, I did a $240,000 sale and I was like, yes, I've made it. I'm a real estate agent in New York. Like this for New York, that's like a small studio, a walk up 5th floor. But I was like, I was just like, this is something I can see myself doing as a career. I'm going to be working with Ryan and I'm going to keep following up with him until he responds, which he did.
Well, and that's such a testament to your persistence. And, when somebody says that you have a great personality, I really like back in the 50s, like that might have been like great personality might have been like the way to say it. But I think today, like for me, obviously you have a great personality, but what comes through so much is your energy. Like you are just such a force. You walk into a room and just take it by storm. And it's this mixture of like, get shit done and joy. And it's literally just in a bag, shaken up, and it explodes as Talia McKinney. It is like this tornado of joy. And I love being around you. I mean, I feel so invigorated. So I feel like that you bring that to your business. And one thing I kind of mentioned in the front end that we've had the opportunity to share the stage together. I've gotten to see you do your keynotes. You are a gifted speaker. I mean, such a gifted speaker. So what made you decide to like, okay, so you're selling real estate. You've gotten the attention of Ryan Serhant. You've watched him because you're a founding member of Serhant, correct?
Yeah.
So you've watched him literally from the ground up, build his brokerage, build his business. I mean, what a great mentor, what a great example of someone who is a hustler and very knowledgeable. Yeah. But what was it that you said, you know what, I want to do keynote speaking. I have a message. I want to inspire people. What was that?
Yeah. So I think for me, being in real estate in New York, obviously it's like nothing that I ever dreamed would happen to me. Like I'm from a small town. I was raised by a single mom. I moved to New York, not knowing anyone, having like, family members who had connections. I don't have family who works on Wall Street, or I'm not friends with developers who have these connections, which a lot of people do, not everyone. But I was like, I'm starting from ground zero. I'm walking into these listing pitches and I'm seeing these people decked out in like designer outfits, designer handbags, shoes, which is great and they look gorgeous, but I'm like, that's not me. And when I first got into the business, I was like, I have to dress a certain way. I have to look a certain way. I have to know certain things. I have to have these sales under my belt. And at some point I just got to a point where I was like, I'm just going to be me. I wear like fun dresses. I'm myself. I'm super personable and bubbly. I'm not super serious, but I know the business. I feel like I can handle a listing better than anyone. So for me, I got to a point, and Ryan got to a point where he was like, first of all, you need a team because you grew very quickly and you're doing a lot and you're crushing it. You're not just a rental agent anymore. You're not just selling $1 million listings. You're going to work your way up. But he was like, also, you have a great story. And I was like, I do? He's like, you have a great story and you are super dedicated. I love people. I love teaching. I love mentoring. I love someone to, I've had so many people come up to me and they're like, we follow your stories on Instagram every day. You have this vibrant personality. You're always happy. It's very genuine. It's not anything fake. So for me, it was kind of like, I do a lot of keynote speaking on the journey of a real estate agent from a small town to New York City. And I really do value that. And when people say, you're kind of like a motivational speaker, I'm like, I guess, I don't know, it sounds silly, but I really like to motivate people and say, like, you can do this too. I'm not walking into these developer meetings where everyone looks the same. Like, I look different and I own that. And people are like, we want you because you know your stuff and you're different. So that's why I think, I've done a TEDx talks on living life authentically, which did very well. And then people were like, wow, they've seen me in Miami. We've spoken together in Vegas. I just did a keynote in Dubai. And I really do believe in authenticity and living your life that way. And so that's something that I value.
I love it. So, your first sale, 240,000, your last sale, $31 million. Like, 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 were you on the listing side or the buy side?
I was on the listing side and it was quite the roller coaster. Yes.
So there's just so much.
Yeah. I'm like that's a whole thing in itself. I could talk 2 years about that.
I'm assuming you got called for this listing pitch and you get there at 123 Banana Street and you're like, holy shit, this is like $31 million.
Yeah. I was like, I'll never forget walking in and like the electric blinds went up and you had full 360-degree Central Park views. You had full downtown views. Like the view was, I would literally was like, this is insane. I've never seen anything like it. Like, and then, he's like, we want to go with you. And I was like, what? This is insane. Like, I never thought I would be in a position like that. And then I was like, okay, wait, now I actually have to sell it.
That's right. And so how long do you have it on the market?
So I had it on the market a little over a year.
And how do you convince somebody to stick with, is that like a normal marketing time in New York for that price range?
Typically, like I would say you sign an agreement for 180 days, but I think again, it was me being persistent, me saying, look, I showed this many people, the market is different. I really, really believe in this listing. I really want to sell this property. And there was ups and downs and like, him kind of trying to look at other agents and whatnot. And I was like, okay, you can do that. But like, this is my focus. I'm in the zone. Like, I'm going to sell this. While he did sort of engage with another agent is when I sold it. So it was like literally down to the wire. And I was like, oh my gosh, this could not have, and this like was the perfect ending.
Right. Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm sure you can't tell us who bought it, can you?
I can't. I wish I could.
I mean, but okay. So the buyer, I'm assuming that you have to be on site for it to be shown.
Yeah.
And the buyer walks in and like, what is a buyer like? What are the signs like that they're falling in love, that they're going to buy it? Do they like give signs, or are they just like?
That's a great question. I think it's so funny because I showed this property a lot and I met a lot of great buyers and like had, shocked moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm showing this person. And there's different body language. It's so interesting. Like for me, I was like, oh my gosh, look at like these closets and look at the kitchen cabinets. And they're like, we're not into we're really not going to be here. We don't care about the kitchen cabinets. I'm like, look, there's 2 refrigerators and it's made out of like zebra marble. And like, look at these countertops. And they're like, we're not really going to be in the kitchen like at all. Like it's just like so funny things to like a normal person where I'm like, look at the kitchen. Look at this. They're like, we don't cook ever. We're going to be here like a few times a year. I'm like, look at this closet. There's extra storage in the building. You want to see the amenities? And they're like, no, we're just, So it's funny. Different people have different body language. Some people came in, jaw dropped, the views. Some people came in and they're like, oh yeah, it's beautiful, but they love it. So it's like the poker face thing. And also they probably have seen other apartments that were, similar in other cities, because I think that was like the best apartment in New York. But it is interesting because I'm like waiting for like the moment of them to be like, this is the most amazing property. And they're just like, it's beautiful. It's great. I'm like, what? Give me more. Give me more. So it's pretty funny.
Oh my gosh. I just can't even imagine like selling a $31 million house. Here in Atlanta, so there's a house listed for $46 million and there's a house listed for $35 million. And that $35 million house is under contract right now. And it's so interesting because just what does $31 million buy you in New York?
So this was 6,800 square feet, 5 beds, 5.5 baths, no outdoor space.
You're joking.
And $20,000 a month in carrying costs.
Okay, so like $35 million in Atlanta, Georgia gets you like 4 acres in Buckhead and 30,000 square feet.
Wow.
With like a sport court, a tennis court, an indoor-outdoor swimming pool, like a gun range, like a bowling alley. Like there's like a bowling alley, like a racquetball.
Like a garage. We did not have a garage or parking spot. I'm assuming there's like what?
Like 28 parking spots. I mean, oh my God. I think there's like a collector's garage. Like it's so crazy.
Course.
I mean, and it like backs up to the governor's mansion. Like it's in the ritziest section of Buckhead. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever wondered what is the difference between real estate in Atlanta, Georgia and real estate in New York City, it's about $31 million. That is crazy. So, wow. What are you excited about most right now in your business? Like what is it that is like you're jumping up out of the bed, you can't wait to attack it, you can't wait to embrace it? Like what is that moment right now?
I think for me, it's getting more interest in doing keynote speeches, public speaking around the world. Because like I said, I've done just the United States until it was about a month ago. I was asked to speak in Dubai. I had a few people reach out. They have companies in London. They're like, we saw you speak in Miami. We think you're great. You have a great message. Can you come speak to our company? So for me, that's just like, it's so bizarre that I'm like, I'm going around the world speaking to companies, it's not even real estate agents, which is what's cool. It's like just people in business who like need uplifted and they need to feel like, they don't have to look like everyone and that they can make it starting at the bottom and working their way up. So for me, I'm still like, that's crazy that people are like reaching out to me to speak to their companies and speak around the world because 1, I love to travel. 2, I love to talk about where I've come from. And 3, I really do appreciate like, after I do these keynotes, I'm like, reach out to me with questions. Like if you're feeling a struggle, if you're feeling a certain way, I do appreciate the feedback after and helping people. So that's what's like super exciting.